Yes, people, today we're working on this BMW F30 3 Series. I believe it's a 320D from the way it sounds. But we're going to be doing the ambient lighting on this car, so let's get right into it. We're going to start off by taking the iDrive plastic piece. So towards the front of the plastic piece there is some gaps, so just wedge in a trim tool and lift up and it will just simply pop up. But be careful not to fully shoot it off its clips because there is a wire, so be wary of that and just ease it out. Just gonna pop that on top, don't want to scratch up the leather. Next we're going to be taking apart the plastic trim around the gear shift, but before that there is a T20 screw that we need to take off. Now we've taken apart the first screw. Now we have to sort out the sport buttons and the traction control buttons. To take that off, you can see here where I'm pointing, there's a plastic trim. This trim it can easily be broken, so you got to be very careful to pry around the sides, just very gently. Just take your time as long as you need, because if this breaks you're gonna have to replace it. There's no fixing it. It's a very thin piece of plastic and there are about 6 clips, 3 on each side, which need to come off. As you can see here, I am taking my absolute time and eventually I get it off. There you go, guys. And then there are 2 clips which are holding in the sport buttons, and just get a pick tool and press against them and it will simply come off. Now I'm taking off the second T20 screw, and that literally holds the cup holders, everything up to the iDrive control. This whole trim surround is simply just going to pop off, and just be careful as always, you don't want to rip any of the wires. Now that I've taken that out, there's this unit plugged into the cup holders. It just gets held in place there. I always just take it off. I've been working on BMWs for about 4 years now, amongst many other cars that I'll be showing you guys how to do. And from what I've been told from the guy that taught me how to do this is to never unplug this. So all I do is unscrew it. It's a T20, pop it out and I leave it on the side. It's a very long wire. And then you got the cigarette lighter wire, which simply just pops off, 2 clips on the side, and the whole thing is just taken apart. Now we're going to be focusing on the wires. So the brown is the ground and the red is the live. I'm just going to sort out the wires and plug in the main master module now. I'm going to start taking the passenger door off now. So there is a very small hole underneath this plastic trim. Just get a trim removal tool or a pick tool and just pop it into that hole and just gently pull. And there are loads of clips on it. This came out very easily. And then there are two T20s in this door, one on the top of the arm holder and another one towards the bottom. The next thing that will make it easier to do the wiring on the door is by taking out the window switch plastic. So just get a pry tool. There's clips at the front and the back of this window switch, and just pop out the wires and leave the window switch to the side. Now you can easily take the door off. Just start prying with the plastic trim tool around the sides and just simply pull it off and the door will come off. Then you'll see a few wires that I'll be taking off. So now we're taking out the door handle wire, the original ambient lighting wire. We're going to pull through the window switch wire and the last wire towards the bottom, which is the door puddle lights. And then just simply pull the wires off the door. And I'm just going to leave this in the boot and we're going to be working on the wires now. The wires we're going to be tapping into on the doors and all the doors is the brown for the ground and the red and grey, which is going to be the live. Don't get mistaken by the original ambient lighting. The original ambient lighting on the doors don't have enough power, so you want to focus on the window switch wires that generates 12 volts when the the headlights are turned on. They all start generating enough power to light up the ambient lighting that we'll be installing. Now that all the wires are connected, I've connected the sub module and plugged in a strip just to test if it's working, and it's all good. The green light is being shown on the strip, and again guys, this is app controlled so you can change it to whatever color you want. Now we're going to be focusing on the door. So there's already an original ambient lighting strip in the door which runs along this whole plastic piece. All we're going to do is make a slightly bigger hole where the original ambient lighting is going through, so we can then put our strip through. And you don't have to make a massive hole, you just need the hole that BMW has already made to be slightly larger so you can push through the LED strip. Now these are fiber optics, so they're very thin and you don't have to worry about damaging them, but always be careful when pushing it through. Luckily these strips are pretty long, so if you do somehow damage it, you can always just cut it off. And as long as the wires on the strip are good, the LED strip won't be affected whatsoever. So right now I'm just trying to make the hole slightly bigger. And now I'm just gonna slowly pull through the strip from the hole. Well, technically it's a gap. I've just made the hole slightly bigger, and it won't affect the door in any way. It's a hole that's already there, it's just a little bigger, and I can simply just push it into the gap underneath the original ambient lighting. And it's honestly, it's as if BMW made it so that we can do ambient lighting on this, because it's so easy to just push it through. And as you can see, the strip is very long. All I'm just going to do is bend it slightly so I know how far I need to take it, and then simply cut it and push it in. And that's literally it on how to do the strip on this specific car. Every car is obviously different, but this car, thankfully, it's pretty easy to put the strip in. Now all I'm going to do is just plug everything back together. Now guys, the door's all back on, screwed in, and look at that. You can see the LED strip at the bottom, and at night it's gonna absolutely shine. I'm gonna show you guys a video at the end on how bright it can actually be at night. So I'm just gonna plug everything back in, make sure all the screws are in, put the plastic trim on, and then we're just gonna run through the car and just do the back doors, well, the other 3 doors that need to be done, and then just wrap it up. We're now finally on the driver's door. I've already gone ahead and taken off the plastic piece. There's a small hole there, just like all the other doors. Get a trim removal tool or a pick tool and just slowly pull on it. And then, like the other doors, there are 2 T20s on this door as well. One on the top of the armrest, the hand holder, and one on the bottom, which I'm going to go ahead and take off now. Beats. And just like that, after all the hard work, the car is complete, guys, looking absolutely beautiful. So we got passenger door, driver's door, we got the dash, as well as a nice long strip on the center console, and we got the footwells on both the passenger, the driver, and in the back of the car as well, guys. Of course, we do the back and the front. Loving that glow effect. It's something you can really do on BMWs because the strip literally shines down. So guys, of course, like I always say, if this is something you guys want, message us at Sleek Mods